you understand? So if at the long run, then they realize that what they were actually looking at was a mirage.
When once they find out that it is a mirage, absolutely, she on her own part, she will not really, she will not have it all right. Because if maybe she, before this time, if she had other kids that are coming up, those ones will be a solace. Even if this shows up negative or positive. But for the fact that there's none, my dear, she even with herself, cognitive-wise, she will be traumatized first. And it will not really be suitable for her to stay.
Traumatized?
She will be traumatized, absolutely.
Mr. Krika says she'll be traumatized. Like I said again, a woman knows the right ownership of a child. I mean, you are the woman, so you know who owns the child. I mean, it shouldn't be traumatized, except maybe you, maybe naive, or maybe you were raped in the process. But if not, you know the honor of the child as a woman. All right, the next story is from Ogun State. Ogun State government has suspended a teacher from Obada Grammar School, Obada, for allegedly beating Master Monday Ajero, an SS2 student, leading to his death. The teacher was arrested, and the school principal, Mrs. Tamarat Onalokpo, was given 24 hours to explain why corporal punishment was allowed. Contrary to the state regulations, the government sent a condolence letter to the student's family, expressing sympathy and promising justice, describing Ajeros as an unexceptional pupil. Mr. Krika, number one, you were a teacher. So I'm happy that you were here, because when I saw that the teacher in question was suspended, was arrested, I'm like, for that kind of punishment? Well, who am I? I'm not a judge. But why are teachers or schools, let me say schools, are still carrying us corporate punishments? It's capital punishments. Why? Why are they still using cane on students? Because you know that this is Gen Z's world. Cane doesn't work on them. Even the family, some of them find it difficult to train their children. How much more sending a student to school and a teacher is using cane? Why is it like that? Is there no better means, other ways to discipline students, pupils, without using cane? Because one, I just led one to death.
There are better ways. I wish teachers can hear this.
No, I wish you're one of them.
Yes.
I hope you're hearing.
Yes. Yes, I'm saying it because all through my teaching process, and while I'm still teaching, I have never used the cane on a child.
What do you use?
I have a better way of making you, if I'm teaching you to stay in my class, you stand.
All right, so this is Society Watch, which we are here to provide solutions to issues and not just to discuss the issues. So it's good that you are a teacher, and I would like you to also give us your secret. At least this is not a secret spice that you will say, I can't show you what is making my food so sweet. So this is something that others can actually emulate. So I'd like you to tell us, what kind of pattern do you use in disciplining students than using cane?
No, first of all, there are some things that will make, if you attach corporal punishment to your children, they'll be scared of you. They will not understand what you're teaching. They will not want to learn what you're teaching. Even if you teach heaven and earth, even if you're the best teacher in the world, they will not want to. So, first of all, you make the students your friends. Make the pupils your friends. Once you make them your friends, they will enjoy you. They will love you. You teach, you enjoy. And anyone that just understand. Some others speak pin, sit on the air. If I'm in school and you try it, I will let you off from my school. I'll sack you.
So what about those students that are so stubborn? What do you do? Do you still tell them to stand?
Yes. No.
Okay, let's assume that a student engaged in fights with another and he or she is the one that started. Will you still tell the person to stand?
No. They fight. Now, in cause of, we have a gravity of issues. Maybe fighting issues. You tell them, you call their parents. You call the parents to the school owner, let them come and see the times. The parents should be aware of the child that they have. Because some of these parents at home, they are very calm and lovely. But in school they have a counseling unit whereby you talk to this child emotionally, make the child feel that what he or she is doing is bad, than using canes and all that. To me, punishing the child or maybe making the child would not change that child. Even if you flog a child from now to next year, you will not change that child. In fact, that child will be worse. But when you call the child, see the child down, say, what you're doing, I don't like it. Do you like it? I've talked to a child like this. Child started shedding tears. I said, sir, I promise I will not do it again. I said, anytime he tries, I said, you know, you promised me something. He said, yes, sir. You know.
So how did you do it? Can you talk to me like that? Let's see if I was shed tears.
No, you're not a child. You're someone's wife, so you won't shed tears.
Really?
Yes, you won't shed tears. But it get the point when you call the children, after that scene, call them, sit the child down, talk some sense to the child. The child will feel remorse. They're using the cane, we flog each other. Some of them will flog each other. We use this cliche that we normally use in the street, Odeshi. Once you use that Odeshi, it will do more. Times. So call the child, discuss with the child. Let it be like a father and son relationship. Father and son, or father and daughter, or mother and one. Don't see that these children, because tomorrow they are still kids. The children are still kids. They are what? They are prone to what? Making them issues. Not you start using corporate project. Now, look at where it has landed. No parent will take it. No matter the offense of the child, no parent will take it that you flog the child to death.
So now that a teacher has been arrested and also suspended from school, what capital punishment? I mean, okay, let me not call it capital punishment. What punishment should be given to this teacher for others to serve as a deterrent to others?
The teacher, first of all, you know, maybe he did it out of he did not see the consequences of this part. Maybe it was, but I believe it was not really out of love. Okay. Because flogging a child to that extent of using cane. In fact, there are some schools, if I'm to be school owners, you don't even, the teacher does not even have right to hold a cane. By the time you hold the cane, except the cane, you're using it to point at the board. Maybe for pointer.
For the court proceedings, this policy outlined by JAM on October 16, 2024 stipulated that only candidates who turned 16 by August 2025 would be admitted. John Akikpokpo Martins, former Nigerian Bar Association chairman in Warri, filed a suit on behalf of candidates born between September and December 31st, 2009, who passed the 2024 JAM exams. He urged the JAM's policy infringe on the rights of the students, especially challenging the provocation of admission for his daughter, Angel Akikpokpo Martins, has Eton Clark University. He responds to an interim injunction. This ruling pushes JAM's policy and protects the admission status of eligible students like Angel. While awaiting a full hearing on the matter, the court also approved expedite hearing and substituted service of the order by coroner. Now, you are aware what this has happened. The JAM are saying that the JAM sector committee are saying that a lot of these students that are in university are not mature enough. So they should use 1 or 2 years and stay at home and be mature.
Emma, there's a problem in our society.
Okay.
There's a problem in Nigeria. What is the problem? The problem is some persons are more equal than the others. This is what George Orwell wrote in an Animal Farm. Who think that some persons feel that the law should not bind on them. So if JAMB have said 18 years should be the leverage age for every student, it should stand. Not because you want your child to be admitted. You're coming to see a fact. Then if the federal government is to scrap, let them scrap it all. Not scrap giving for just because for preference. High Court is coming to sit for maybe just for August 2025. And maybe from that, then others the other children who not. But
Akikpokpo is actually fighting for the betterment of all the Nigerians and not just his daughter. No, but it's just that he's directly affected.
No, he's fighting because he's directly affected. That is my issue. My issue is that in Nigeria we've gone past that level whereby you fight for your cause only. We should fight for the betterment of Nigerians.
And that is what he's doing.
No, because he's involved, because he's child involved. Yes.
Okay.
That is, the part I am hitting on is that For the fact that we are seated here, not
whether I am involved or not.
Not because we are involved. That's where we are saying this. When we are speaking on behalf of Nigerians that are home or that are doing their business, should be the level of Nigerians. We should not fight because when it affects you, that's when everybody should run. When it affects you, that's everybody should stand. No, it should be whether it affects you or not. Whether your children have graduated, whether you don't have any more child in school, you should hit the cause that it is either it is right or it is wrong. It cannot be right wrong.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you think that him filing this court case that students at least on the 16th should write JAM, which has been prevented? So do you think he's doing the right thing at this moment, despite the direct involvement based on his daughter's admission that is on the line too?
His idea is on a selfish basis. Holistically, I must tell you the facts. Selfish because if his child is involved. If his child was not involved, he's fighting his cause, I would have applauded him.
But you know, Mr. Akrika, that if this is granted, if this is passing to bill, there's every tendency that not just his daughter, but other Nigerians are going to be...
My concern was that if he was coming out to fight, and maybe using a custody of someone's daughter or someone's son.
Does that really matter?
No, get the point. The point is that if he fights it and gets it, what if by 2030 this policy comes up? Will he still come out? He will not come out because if say by then maybe his daughter or his son.
But there is always something that triggers a thing.
No, something must not trigger. See, the level I want Nigerians to be proactive on is not that when it concerns you, when it concerns the big majority, that you have nothing to gain. You have gone past the level of selfish interest. Let's look at the general public, the masses, what affects the masses, and how we can take it back home. For the fact that okay, I should not be talking about the hike of school fees because I'm in school. No, I should be talking about hike of school fees because I have graduated and I'm looking at the younger ones that are coming up. Should manage the same thing. I should not be talking about hike of fuel because I'm on transit because I use fuel every day. No, whether I'm using fuel or not, I'm using gas or not, I'm using electricity or not. I should be concerned about the majority, those persons that we see on the street that cannot afford this. Because as I'm talking to you, there are some students also that needs people who will cry on their behalf, but they don't have it. So please, his own place, I'm putting it to him, and I'm putting it to the other majority, that his own is based on self.
All right, we are staying in a country or in a world today that one's business is not another person's business. I mean, you just have to do your own things, irrespective of who is by you. And then Akrika is saying that whether you were directly involved or not, you got to fight for Nigeria. I'm fighting for Nigeria. Mr. Akrika is fighting for Nigeria. And we are doing the same thing. But we hope that, we also know that if Mr. Akikpopo request is granted, that a lot of persons will also benefit from this. But it should not also always be when you are directly involved. All right, thank you so much. And then we're looking at the last story for today. Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Education and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities announced an indefinite strike starting today, Monday, following the Nigerian government's failure to pay 4 months of withheld salaries after 7 days ultimatum and previous deadline passed without payment. Union leaders Mohammed Ibrahim and Prince Peter Adeyemi directed all members to join the strike. The strike demands include the fulfillment of the Memorandum of Understanding signed by the government in August. The educational sector, why is it difficult for them to fulfill, to carry out the agreements they had? Are they actually taking education as a priority in our country? I remember that some elites came up to say that if they want insecurity in this country to completely go, completely eradicated, that they have to educate the people. In all sectors of education now, there's always strike here, strike there, and then the government will come up to say, no work, no pay. Meanwhile, the one they worked, you have not paid them. What exactly is going on here, Mr. Akrika? Make it make sense to me, please.
Emma, there's really a problem in Nigeria. And the problem is not being caused.
Is it just in Nigeria?
No. It's our case study.
Okay.
The problem is not being caused by the people who the uneducated. The problem is being caused by what? Mostly the educated ones. What do I mean is that now looking at this, there's no year in Nigeria. Let me use the word no year in Nigeria that we don't have strike issues. Strike issues. You see that NS is going for a strike, but what is my concern is we are talking about education, SANU and ASU and all the rest. Nigeria should go past that level of strike. This issue of strike, other countries we don't see them. It is not as rampant as we have in Nigeria. Now, I'm seeing the other part that is really skyrocketing this strike issue is from the aspect of what, in SANU they also have chairman. They have chairman like let me say chairman of the session, and I think that every chairman that comes into play wants to also go into strike. Let it be as if during his tenure there was a level of strike that he also bargained with his people. I think that because
Mr. Akrika, I'm sorry to cut you here. Are you saying that someone will be comfortable to allow strike because the person want to make a statement?
Emma, now listen, let's get the point. We just pinpoint about somebody who, because his daughter has an ambition, says the world should fall down, heaven should fall, because his daughter has admission. Now, if these same people who are pushing for this strike, I'm not saying the government is doing very well, no, but from the aspect of SANU and the rest that are pushing for strike, if they have children who are in the universities, who need to write exams, just as I am writing exams now, that need to write exams, would they push for what? For strike? Some of these people, their children are abroad.
But even if the children are abroad, Mr. Akrika, they are working and they are not being paid.
Get my point.
They do not have payments.
Strike is not the best way.
But they don't have salaries.
Strike is not the best way of...
Which is the best way? Yes, we know that Nigerians have been going on strikes for quite a long time now, but not solution. So which other way, which other measure do you think they should apply?
Emma, should I also let you know that from the universities, they also have internal generated revenues.
Oh, yes.
Then where does that money go into? Sometimes when you want to hit on the government, we should hit on the people involved. See, a former president said, don't always look at what the government will do for you. Also look at what you do for the government. We are also hitting hard on the government. I'm not saying hitting hard on the government is bad, but sometimes you hit on the people who are hitting on the government. Things are getting worse. You will increase your transport fare. You say it's the government. I'm not saying. See, Emma, there's something I want us to also create. When we're also hitting the government, we should look at ourselves. We are also the government. We are the government because if for example, in a school system, we have basic program, we have secondary program, we have part-time, we have this, we have other things, GS registration, all those things. These are intelligent revenues that are entering in school, and now the government is also paying. Also, why not use those money that have been generated from this school also to also attend to other things. Also, let everything not be on the government. On the government, if you watch, if you bring the same persons that are hitting on the government, you tell what the seat of power, they will do worst. That's yes.
All right.
If on your the charity begins at home, from your coffers, you cannot also assist the government. How do you assist the government? The government if you go to school, we have TED funds. The government are the one sponsoring this fund. So please, on the other part, why because they feel that it's when they hit on going on strike, that's when the government will. What if you go on strike on 10 years and the government is to make move?
Mr. Akrika, I want to appreciate you for coming on today's show, but I know that internal generated revenue, we have non-teaching staffs there. All right, this is where we draw the curtain for today. Thanks for joining us. I am Immaculata Irikana. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. You can join us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Good afternoon.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophe